Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast. So, today I have been actually thinking about doing this episode because since I'm also experiencing this current experience in my life, as we all are living in this fast moving world, I think everyone is expecting certain things of our life will happen very fast, especially when it comes to my life. I expect, especially this relationship is tough, and the relationships in my life, all things will go as I am expecting. But honestly, it make a lot of them worse than making any better. So in today's conversation, I am planning to discuss about that. So I hope everyone will enjoy this conversation and learn something new when it comes to improving our English and as well as how to live in this fast moving world, especially how to build good connection in this fast moving world. So, let's go to the conversation. Hi there. So, welcome to you. And recently, I have been actually thinking about we all are living this fast moving world where we receive everything so quickly. It actually mentioned as this instant gratification. So whenever we need something, there is all these things are on our fingertip. We can go to the internet and just order whatever we like or just look at whatever thing we want. But even though we are in this fast moving, the instant gratification world, still when it comes to the building a good connection, we are struggling. Personally, I am struggling a lot. So I really would like to have a discussion about that.
Correct version. Hi there, welcome. Recently, I've been thinking about how we all live in this fast moving world where we get everything so quickly. This is often called instant gratification. Whenever we need something, it's right at our fingertip. We can go online and order whatever we want or look up anything instantly. But even though we live in this world of instant gratification, when it comes to building real connections, we still struggle. Personally, I've been struggling with this a lot, and I'd really like to have a discussion about it. Feedback, mentioned as the instant gratification, better to say called instant gratification. There is all these things are on our fingertip, should be everything is at our fingertip. Avoid repeating just too often. It makes the sentence feel heavy. The instant gratification world. Smoother as this world of instant gratification. Your thoughts are clear and deep. You've contrasted the speed of modern life with the slowness of building real connection. That's a strong starting point for a meaningful discussion. Do you feel that instant gratification has made you more impatient in relationship? Or is it more about finding it hard to connect deeply at all?
Yeah, definitely it makes me really impatient when it comes to building the relationship in my life. Because sometimes when I meet a new person or try to build a new connection with this person I truly interested, I hope that certain things actually will go in a way that I expected because I'm hoping those things will be like as I am thinking. But the only problem is they are not happening as I am expecting. So the one factor I notice is I want to be everything happen so quickly. I think that is a result of I am experiencing as this exposing to this instant gratification in all this time and not to take things in a very slow way. Because, for example, when I try to build this connection with this friend, I actually hope that everything will go as I expected. They will friend with me very nicely and we will have this good connection after that. But when it comes to the actual scenario, that is not happen. So I think that is something I really struggling with right now, being patient of building this connection and what is going on in my life. So yeah, this instant gratification actually made me impatient when it comes to building connection.
Correct version. Yeah, it definitely makes me impatient when it comes to building relationships in my life. Sometimes, when I meet a new person or try to build a connection with someone I'm truly interested in, I expect things to go the way I imagine. But the problem is, they usually don't happen the way I expect. One thing I've noticed is that I want everything to happen quickly. I think this comes from being so used to instant gratification and not knowing how to take things slowly. For example, when I try to build a friendship, I expect that the person will get along with me right away and that we'll have a strong connection quickly. But in reality, that doesn't happen. So I think what I'm really struggling with now is being patient while building connection and learning to accept how things actually unfold. Instant gratification has definitely made me impatient in this area of my life. Feedback. With this person I truly interested should be with someone I'm truly interested in. I hope that certain things actually will go in a way that I expected, smoother as I expect things to go the way I imagine. They will friend with me very nicely, better as they will get along with me or become friends with me. Avoid repeating actually and hope too much. It weakens the flow. I see the core of your struggle. You want relationship to move at the same speed as everything else in life. But human connection doesn't work like that. People need time, trust, and shared experiences before they open up. That mismatch between your expectations and reality creates frustration. Do you think your impatience comes more from fear of being rejected if things don't move fast, or from a strong desire to have closeness as soon as possible?
I personally don't think it is as fear of rejection because sometimes, yeah, I afraid of being rejected, but I'm kind of working on that as well. More than that, I'm thinking it as a validation for my self worth. So, for example, when I start to compare myself with other people who is around me, when I see, especially on social media and other things, when they build this good connection and have these group parties, traveling, enjoying, and happy moment, and when they share everything, it actually makes me question about myself that whether I am capable of building such a connection in my life. So, more than being afraid for the rejection, I consider it as a factor of my self esteem and factor of validating myself and my self worth.
Correct version. I don't really see it as fear of rejection. Sometimes I do feel afraid of being rejected, but I'm already working on that. More than that, I see it as a way of validating my self worth. For example, when I compare myself to other people around me, especially when I look at social media and see them building good connections, hanging out in groups, enjoying happy moments, and sharing everything, it makes me question myself. I start wondering whether I'm capable of building those kinds of connections in my own life. So, more than rejection, it's really about my self esteem and how much I depend on relationship to validate my self worth. Feedback. I personally don't think it is as a fear of rejection, smoother as I don't really see it as fear of rejection. Who is around me should be who are around me. How this group part is crawling, enjoying, and happy moment. Unclear. I adjusted it to hanging out in group, enjoying happy moment. Try to avoid repeating actually. It makes your sentences heavier. What you said is very important. You're linking connection to self esteem and validation. That's why it feels so urgent. Social media makes it worse. because it gives the illusion that everyone else already has the closeness and happiness you're longing for. But the truth is, what people share online is often just the highlight reel, not the full picture. Do you think your self worth feels too tied to external validation right now? Or do you already have some internal sense of worth that you're trying to strengthen?
Honestly, I really don't have any idea because I think I really need to work on that to identify what truly I want, whether this is a external validation or a internal validation. But I think since we are personally, I am now more into this online thing. I mean, building friendship via online and relationship via online. I think a lot of people are trying to rely on that, but only problem is some people it is working and some people it is working and some people it is actually not working. So that is a problem that most of us are facing. So I think apart from that, when we experiencing this comparison with ourselves and others who doing well, it also causes a lot of pain in our mind because when we see that, especially on social media, suddenly someone appear and build a good connection with others and have a joyful life, we we actually try to compare ourselves with them and validate ourselves and our self-worth. So that is one thing I have significantly noticed. Then my question is, how can I actually overcome this problem? And how can I actually get out from this loophole that I am currently falling?
Correct version. Honestly, I'm not really sure because I feel I need to work on identifying what I truly want, whether it's external validation or internal validation. Since I'm more into online interactions now, like building friendship or relationships online, I think many people are relying on that. The problem is, for some people it works, but for others it doesn't. And that's a challenge most of us face. On top of that, comparing ourselves to others who seem to be doing well causes a lot of pain. When we see someone on social media suddenly forming strong connections and living a joyful life, we compare ourselves to them and use that as a way to measure our own worth. That's something I've really noticed in myself. So, my question is, how can I work on this problem? And how can I get out of this loop I feel stuck in? Feedback. What truly I want, better as what I truly want. Some people it is working, and some people it is working. Repeated, I fixed it too. For some people it worked, but for others it doesn't. Validate ourselves and ourselves. Repetition, remove the extra. Watch for long sentences. Breaking them makes your thoughts clearer and stronger. About your question. Escaping this loop of comparison and validation isn't easy, but it's possible. A few starting points. 1. Awareness. You've already done the first step by noticing the pattern in yourself. Awareness weakens its power. 2. Shift focus inward. Try asking yourself what you truly enjoy, what values you want in relationship, rather than comparing. That builds internal validation. 3. Limit comparison triggers. Social media exaggerates others' happiness. Reducing exposure or reminding yourself it's not the full truth helps you stay grounded. 4. Build slowly. Real connections don't form overnight. When you let go of speed and focus on present, patience grows naturally. Let me ask you, do you think reducing social media use, even a little, would help you stop this comparison cycle? Or do you feel it's more about changing how you interpret what you see there?
I think it is a combination, like you mentioned, reducing my social media usage and building more awareness. It is something like it is something more like learning how to be slow down in our life. Because recently I have seen that type of video on YouTube, the importance of slowing down in life in many aspects, not only the relationship. But I think when it comes to my case, especially building this good friendship and relationship, I think I also need to be slow down and being patient because not always everything will be come as fast as we used to, right? So I think that is something I really need to be focused on now. So what is your opinion about that?
Correct version, I think it's a combination, like you mentioned, reducing my social media use and building more awareness. It's really about learning how to slow down in life. Recently, I saw a video on YouTube about the importance of slowing down in many aspects, not just relationship, but in my case, especially when it comes to building good friendship and relationship, I feel I need to slow down and be patient because not everything will come as quickly as I expect, right? So I think that's something I really need to focus on now. What do you think? Feedback. Be slow down should be slow down. Being patient, better as be patient. As fast as it used to, slightly unclear, smoother as quickly as I expect. Overall, your phrasing is already clear and natural here, just needed small adjustments. I agree with you. Slowing down is the key because relationships grow in their own rhythm, not in the rhythm of the internet. Patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means allowing things to unfold naturally while still showing genuine interest and care. If you try to rush, you'll feel pressure and disappointment, but if you let it move at its natural pace, trust and connection have a chance to develop. Here's a thought. Instead of focusing on the outcome, like becoming close friends quickly, what if you focus more on the process, enjoying small conversations, shared moments, and gradual understanding? That shift might help you feel less impatient.
Yeah, so that is the end of our conversation. So I think you guys have enjoyed that and learned something about when it comes to your life and why we should actually slow down when it comes to building the relationships. And also, I believe that you all learned something important for your English language. So that is the end of our today's session. So until next time, have a nice day, everyone. And thank you for joining me this session as well.